Perfection is not the goal, it's the cage. This week's Be Limitless podcast episode, Imperfectly Human, Rewriting Your Perfect Story, dives into breaking free from the mindset that says you have to be flawless to grow. If you've ever felt stuck chasing being good enough, then this one is for you. So grab your coffee and get ready to get comfortable with getting uncomfortable. Today's episode is called Imperfectly Human. When we're really little, probably too young to remember, we were willing to try just about anything. We didn't stop trying something over and over and over again. We didn't care how silly we looked. We didn't care if we fell down. None of those things seemed to matter. And we never quit trying even before starting, just because it wasn't going to be perfect. But somewhere along the way, we started believing that being perfect was most important in how we were perceived. It started to define if we were worthy, if we were safe, if we were successful. But perfection isn't peace, it's pressure. And the truth really is, it's bullshit. You don't need to be perfect to grow. You just need to be honest enough to start and willing enough to keep showing up, to keep trying. We're taught early that perfection earns us approval, be it grades, praise, love, belonging, whatever. The problem with that is what we're really learning to do is to shrink, how to become small, how to dim our shine if it's not going to be spectacular. We learn to perform instead of express, to meet other people's expectations instead of exploring our own possibilities. Eventually, we buy into the voices of other people because it's been playing on repeat for so long, we can no longer hear our own voice. Perfection becomes this invisible cage disguised as high standards, and it's embedded so far down that it usually manifests itself as this impossible standard we hold ourselves to. But the truth is, it was never our standard to own. It's a hodgepodge of various people's standards or expectations we've accepted to carry in our metaphorical backpack. The truth about most of those expectations that we put on ourselves when we're growing up are fundamentally extensions of paradigms that our parents or our grandparents, our teachers, fill in the blank, have brought into their interaction and relationships with you. Do you see how that cycle works? On the outside, it looks like control, but really it's fear wearing discipline's mask. Because when you chase perfect, you disconnect from your own humanity. Do you know what I mean? You know that feeling where deep down you feel you're always wearing some sort of a mask and most of the people around you have zero idea of how big of a train wreck you really are? You've traded presence for performance. And ironically, that's what stops you from becoming your fullest self. Real growth starts when you stop needing to appear flawless and start allowing yourself to be in progress, to be under construction, and let people see that. Because that's okay. We're all under construction and in progress to some degree. Nobody has everything figured out. Every day, your inner dialogue tells a story about who you are and what you're allowed to become. Sometimes these stories sound something like, if I can't be perfect, I shouldn't do it at all. If I fail, I've proven that I'm not enough. If I slow down, I'll fall behind and never be able to catch up. Because these are just the old scripts and outdated programs that served your survival, not your evolution. Here's the truth. You are the author now. You get to rewrite your perfect story. You get to change the tone, change the plot. Try replacing "I have to get this right" with "I'm learning what works." Or "I should be further ahead" with "I'm exactly where growth happens and where I'm supposed to be." That is the power of rewriting. It turns pressure into progress. And it's where the process of becoming unbreakable, becoming limitless, begins. Let's make this real and actionable. Step 1, notice the critic. When that perfectionist voice shows up, don't fight it, observe it. Awareness is your pattern interrupt. Personally, I named my guy so that when it plays in my head, it's not my own voice that I'm hearing, and I can tell that jerk to just shut up. Step 2, shift to neutral. You don't have to jump to affirmations you don't believe. You do not have to fake it till you make it. Just move from I'm really terrible at this to I'm figuring it out. Neutrality builds trust in yourself faster than forced positivity will. Step number 3, celebrate the reps, not the results. Perfection wants you to quit when it's not perfect. Seeking perfection will leave you stuck and frozen in the same place sometimes. Perfection adds weight onto your back that you do not have to carry. Growth, on the other hand, wants you to repeat, refine, and rise. Perfection quits, but growth repeats. So celebrate the steps in the getting there. Now, you may need to redefine what success actually looks like for you. I'm willing to bet your definition isn't based on what is actually true for you. Maybe it's based on societal measures or, work titles and pressures and stuff that actually don't mean shit for you. Or the picture that your parents painted of what this perfect life should look like based on their perception of things, not yours. Here's the deal. Growth isn't about being flawless. It's about being flexible. It's the courage to show up imperfectly, to pivot when needed, try again, and choose self-respect over self-criticism. You don't need to earn your worth by getting it all right. You're already worth it. Now, all you have to do is be willing to lean in and live like it. You determine your self-worth, not anybody else. You determine what success looks like for you. And most importantly, you decide if you're going to keep showing up for yourself. So this week, when perfection whispers in your ear, answer back with this: I do not need to be perfect to be powerful. Because the most powerful people aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who refuse to stop getting up. They're the ones who will keep showing up, willing to do the damn thing, no matter what they or it looks like in the moment. They're the ones willing to fail over and over again and keep getting up in order to move forward. The ones who learn to live as an imperfect human out loud and not shrink. That's what it means to be imperfectly human. That's what it means to be limitless. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who you think is still trapped in the pressure of being perfect, and remind them that progress is the proof of growth. Thanks for listening. And remember, be imperfect, be unbreakable, be limitless.